What's up, guys? Just recording a video for ballad songs, and the video is on the shortstop, that trick right there, and I guess any variation of it. But he messaged me and he was like, "Hey, I just wanted to do a tutorial on how to do the shortstop, and was wondering if you could help." And so, of course, naturally, I figured I could help out because this is a trick. Actually, a lot of people don't realize I used to never do the shortstop, and the reason why I never did the shortstop was because if I was going to do a rollover onto the bite handle, I would just throw an aerial and it would be like the same thing, especially if you catch an ice pick. I mean, you end up in virtually the same exact position. So I always just thought it wouldn't necessarily be necessary, and it was kind of difficult for me to get down whenever I very first did it. So I kind of understand why people have trouble with it. It's not the easiest trick to get down consistently, but it takes a lot of practice, and once you do, then it's fairly easy. But with that being said, it's not like there's things that people couldn't improve when they're doing it and practicing it. So I'm going to kind of go over some stuff that I saw from videos of his, and I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys as well. There's probably a lot of central points where everyone's form seems to break down on the shortstop. And before I get into it, I wanted to make a note that this is one of those tricks where there's a lot of different ways to do it. And so a lot of tricks, there's really only one way, but there's also a lot of tricks where there's different variations and different ways to do them. And the shortstop is one of those tricks where there's tons of different opinions on how people think you should do it and what they think you should try. Ballybug has a different way. I know probably ballad song flipping has a different way. Will Hirsch has his own way. People have their own way of teaching it and doing it. But I'm going to go with the way that I found the most easy to land consistently and the most enjoyable to land consistently. So first things first, from the videos that I saw from ballad song, they kind of flip it down, right? So you end up in this position where you roll it over onto the bite handle like this. And the first things first is you're going to roll it up and you catch it, right? So a lot of people will tell you that you have to immediately catch it with these two fingers. I don't feel like that's 100% necessary. It's all going to happen so fast that everything kind of happens in unison. But I'm going to put up a slow-mo really quick of me doing it, and you can kind of understand that the way that I do it is more momentum based and has less to do with your fingers doing anything specifically and more to do with using the momentum of the ballad song, which I think intuitively is going to be a lot easier for a lot of people. So I'll put that up right now. Okay, so as you can see, the way that I do it tends to have sort of like a ricochet. Well, I just totally messed that up, but it has sort of like a ricochet downwards and then back up, and then you catch it like that and you let the momentum kind of fling it back into your hand. So two things are important for that. One is that when you do that first little toss downward into the bite handle, when you come up like this, right, you roll it up over that finger, right? So roll it up over the thumb, and these two fingers come in, and this finger comes in to replace the thumb. And all you want to do with these two fingers is give it a quick little upwards flick, like an inwards flick like this, see? So if I were you, I would just practice, just start on this bite handle, flick it up over the thumb, and give it that upwards flick, right? Now, where a lot of people mess up is that they stay too tight in this part. You want to be really quick and loose. So as soon as you pull this up, let go with all the fingers. Let go with everything, right? And it's going to feel kind of scary at first, but if you're doing it right, you should be fine. Plus, I'm pretty sure, as I've been watching the community, I really see nobody really that has live blades anymore, so you should be fine either way. Aside from Ballad Song Sam, I know he uses live blades. But yeah, so we're going to get into that position where we're out onto the bite handle. Just for practice sake, you can just start here and just flick it up and focus on just consistently landing it in these two fingers right here, your thumb and your middle finger, because that's going to be the most important part to landing consistently. So just flick that up, right? And then go back and flick that up, right? And go back. Do you want to be comfortable in this position? Because to get to the next step, you have to be comfortable in that first position. Also, too, I noticed another mistake that they were doing was having their hands too far down on the ballad song. If you'll notice, when I come here, I want to be kind of choked up close. If I'm further back here and I flick it up, now look where I am. I'm further back down on this other handle, and it's harder to catch it. Versus when you're centered close, it keeps that center of gravity close. See what I'm saying? To where you can finish the shortstop easily. So, like I said, start here, flick it up, get comfortable with that motion of flicking it up. And then once you're consistently doing that, then you can work on transferring. So now, instead of flicking it up onto just the thumb, you want to flick it up and focus on getting this finger right here in. So this little finger that is your, what is this, ring finger? Now focus on getting that finger in the mix. So flick it up, get that ring finger in the mix, and replace the thumb, right? And so once you can consistently do that, then just focus on, well, I totally butchered that. Once you can do that completely, then just focus on coming up with it. So coming up with that little kick. And if you'll notice, the way that I do mine, what will happen is that you'll come up with that little kick, and the weight of the balisong will actually like make it, man. The weight of the balisong actually will make the other handle kind of come in, knock it back, and they'll both come together. So all you have to do to catch it is lean your hand back a little and let that happen naturally. You have to have a loose grip on it for that to work. So here we go. See that? There it is. So all that really is me coming here, and whenever I introduce these fingers right here, this finger, as much as you think it's involved, it's not involved that much. It comes in for half a second, flicks up real quick. It's just all it is just the stabilization so that this finger, your middle finger, can push up against it and give it that last little bit of momentum that it needs. And from there, you let go. You just let go and lean your hand back. So once you get all that down, I would say this is the drill right here. Come in with these two fingers. Hold on. Get in this position right here, right? Come in with these two fingers. So your middle and your ring finger. And all I want you to do is just flick it and let go. Flick it and let go. And lean your hand back. So that's the three tenets. Flick it, let go, and lean your hand back. So flick it. Now you focus on flicking it, letting go, right? And now flicking it, letting go, and leaning your hand back. See that? Nice and easy. So all the steps together, once again, we're going to roll that over. That is kind of a step, kind of not a step. I like doing it from this position more than anything. So come up. Come up. Focus on catching it with the thumb and pointer. That's all you're learning at the very beginning. Come up, catch it with the thumb and the pointer. Right? Come up, catch it with the thumb and the middle. Sorry, not the pointer. Come up, thumb in the middle. That's all you're practicing. Once you get this motion down and you're smooth at this, now you work in this finger. Right? So now you do come up, get that finger involved. Right? Come up, get that finger involved. And that's all you're doing is just focusing on getting that in there. Right? And the last drill is just getting this finger here. All you're doing is using this finger to stabilize, this finger to push, and doing a little move like that, right? So you do that and let go, right? Do that and let go and let it fall into your hand. Do that and let go and let it fall into your hand. And every time you do that, it's not going to completely finish off the shortstop, right? It's just part of it, but just practice that. And then once you get that down completely, now you do it when you lean your hand back and kind of pull it towards you. So now, see that? Try that again. Oh, shit. I almost broke my window. Okay. Here, like that. Now look. There you go. Well, kind of messed that up, but okay. And another thing too, make sure you stay loose. And a big factor for being able to land the shortstop well is going to be how aggressively you throw the shortstop from the bottom position. So once you're here, you want to get a good little push from there. See what I'm saying? See how much better that is versus let me do it with a weak push now. Oh, well, that's too weak. But a weak push, a weak push is going to allow you to kind of end up in a weird position. You know what I'm saying? A weak push is not going to have you, it's going to have you compromised. So see how it kind of doesn't want to finish off even if you lean your hand back? So all you're doing is helping that momentum kind of carry along. That's all you're really trying to help with. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. I hope this helped out. This is basically my best version of, this is pretty much a tutorial. I'm going to label it a tutorial, even though it's mainly just a fan help video. But either way, I hope it helped out Balisongs. And I hope if anybody else was having trouble with the shortstop, that this is a video that definitely helped them get the ability to do it a little bit better. So, oh, pro tip too. When you're practicing, this is kind of like, or just if you're freestyle flipping, practicing, if you come up here and you get stuck in this position like this, or like stuck like this, oh, here it is, like that, and you're stuck in this position and it doesn't go all the way. So like, remember how I was saying here to here and it doesn't go all the way? You can close your hand in on it as long as your blade's not too sharp. This one's not too sharp. Close your hand in on it and just roll it over like that. So it's kind of like a way to save the day. This is just like a little pro tip, but yeah, like say you're here in the shortstop position, you flick it up, you flick it up and you get stuck here, you can just roll it over like a behind the 8 ball. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful, guys. So yeah, I guess that's all I really have. Rock on.